In the meantime, they had put ball game going in the middle of the arena,
Okay.
and beside the arena they had those bucking chutes. That's where they'd move all the people from the grandstand, this grandstand here that we've been watching the horse racing. They all moved to the other place to go and watch the rodeo because they had to have room for the ball teams in the middle of the racetrack.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So would several communities come to the
Oh, there
rodeo?
was a lot of people come,
Yeah.
even with their own horses, and they'd
Mhm.
race their own horses when they got there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they'd pick their best horse
Oh yeah.
and bring them.
Yeah.
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 Did did they do like what they have now, like with like the steer wrestling and
Oh
that kind
no.
of thing? No,
No.
no.
Wasn't even heard of them.
Okay.
All they did was cow riding
Mhm.
and bareback riding and saddle.
Okay.
Yeah. But this all took place in one day, that Rio Grande.
Okay. So it was a big event every year for everyone.
Well, I guess it started probably in the 1800s, and it's still going on now.
Mhm.
It's getting modern now. They hold it for 2 days now.
Okay.
Yeah, to have all the events going. Yeah.
Were there lots of types of events like this? Like, do you feel that these types of events really brought communities together?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because you see people from all over. Like we used to see people from Mobley Lake. They rode their saddle horses down to go and see the rodeo. And that probably took 3 days to get there,
Wow.
4 days. It was a long ways to go
Mhm.
with horses.
Mhm. So, in the community you grew up in, were the relationships very close with everyone?
Yeah.
And did you work with everyone in the community and help everyone out?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They helped each other out.
they helped each other.
Yeah.
So it's kind of different than it is now, would you say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody wanted to build a house, if a few people got together and helped them out to build a log house. That's all we lived in, was log houses in them
Mhm.
days.
How long would it take to build a log house?
Well, if you're to get 4 or 5 people, probably only take 2 weeks. Or yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So were they small simple homes then, or were they
Some of those log
multi-room?
buildings were fairly big. They were those logs must be 60 or 70 feet long,
Mhm.
and they used the whole logs, length of logs, with the big families.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember Glad's was there. They had, I think, a 40, maybe 50 by 60 or something log house, and there was lots of them in that family.
Were large families the norm in your area?
Yeah,
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 yeah. So it was common to see families with 4 or 5 children, would you say?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's one family, and well, the one family I'm talking about was Glad's. I think there was, well, I don't think they were all born, but I think there was 15 at the time.
Wow.
But there was about 18 in that family, 18 kids.
Plus parents
Yeah,
and
and another family there, Hamlers. They must have been 12
wow.
siblings in the family, and another one I'm not sure. Callio's, I think. They had a few kids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And did in those days did your whole entire family live together? So would your grandparents, did they live with you or did they live in a separate home?
Oh no, my grandparents, the one, my grandfather that raised me, and my grandma, we lived in a small cabin there by the lake. Yeah.
So it was just you and your sister and your mother?
No,
No?
my mother passed on when I was 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my grandfather and grandmother raised me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And then my sister there, yeah, she lost her when when we lost our mom there, I guess, we were both raised by our grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So your grandfather was able to pass along quite a few things to you then.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing how, like, that the kind of oral tradition, how that existed back then. So how you would pass information through each other,
Yeah.
as opposed to learning it from books and reading and the internet.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing the difference. Do you feel that you learned a lot easier because of your grandfather
Because
working with you?
I was being taught right on with my grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he taught me, I was right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I really knew how to do it good.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, like you say, reading it through the book, I wouldn't be able to start skinning a moose if I was to read it in a book, maybe.
You'd be looking, where is
Where do I
it?
start? Yeah.
But he was able to show you right on the
Oh,
spot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was good that way.
What would you say the most important thing was that he taught you?
Survival, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
hunting to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Get your food. That's the most important
That was
thing.
the most important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is there anything else that you can think of that you'd like to share?
Oh, I really admired my uncle. He was a saddle bronc rider.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he compete in the rodeos?
Yes, he
Yes.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a big picture of him at home when he rode a Brahma bull, and he even had a cigarette sticking out of his mouth. And he was 22 years old. He rode it.
Quite the confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, I look at that picture. I didn't notice at first when he gave it to me. Here he had a cigarette sticking out, and he had the bull jump sideways like this, and he was holding on.
So was he a very strong, big man?
And then, yeah, well, he was over 6 feet, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to a rodeo one time. He rode a saddle bronc, and he broke his leg between the knee and his ankle. He went to the hospital, and he told the doctor, he says, I got a brown bull to ride tomorrow, so you put the cast below my knee. And he took a spur with him, and he said, you make sure you make that cast so my spur
With the
will fit
spur
on
in
it.
it.
Because I have to ride a Brahma bull tomorrow.
And did he actually ride the bull the next day?
Yeah.
Wow.
With a broken leg.
With
Yeah.
a broken leg.
And a cast on it.
And a spur sticking out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was my hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did he compete in local rodeos, or did he
Oh, yeah.
travel?
He traveled all over. Like he even went to the States
Wow.
to compete. Yeah.
So he must have been very good.
He was good.
Yeah.
But then he got hurt a lot of times. The last time he told me, when he said, I've got 130 broken bones in my body, he said, from saddle bronc riding.
130.
Yeah. He said, I don't know how many times my legs have been busted.
Mhm.
They cast it up and they heal again, and he goes back riding.
I guess he loved it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in your community, did you actually have a hospital then?
No.
No. No.
Our closest hospital was 24 miles away.
So did you have someone in the community who took care of medicine or helped people if they were ill?
Not really.
Not really?
No.
No. So if someone was ill, they would have to go to the hospital then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a team of horses and drive the patient to the. Well, from where we lived, it was 12 miles to the nearest store.